this is the cards that we're using for your reading today. For your weekly check-in. For your weekly check-in reading, we're using the Robin Wood Tarot for the who you are for the week and theme for the week. For the goals that you have for the week, obstacles to overcome, and also for your what you could be achieving by the end of the week, we're using the influence of the Angels Tarot, and for what you need to avoid, what you need to embrace, and also support that you could be getting for the week, we're using the Ancestor Path Tarot by Julio Kuchia-Watt, and Spiritual Advice Angel Answers by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. For your work and your love reading, we use the Grand Tarot, the Tarot Grand Lux by Chiara Marchetti, and Spiritual Advice for Love, the Romance Angels by Doreen Virtue, Spiritual Advice for Work and Money, the Angels of Abundance by Doreen Virtue and Grant Virtue, and also other advice, spiritual advice, the Answer deck, really love this deck, and also the Good Karma cards, Be Kind Always. Okay, enjoy your reading. Hi Cancerians, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your week ahead reading, 16th to the 22nd of September 2019. Now, you're not going to see me honing down the camera on the cards this week because I'm recording from a different location. So I'll hold the cards up obviously, but I'm going to be on through the reading. So we're going to get started on your weekly check-in first, then we're going to have a look at your work reading, and then we're going to have a look at your love reading, okay? So let's make a start on this, okay? So Universe Spirit, show me who Cancerians are this week. Show me who Cancerians are this week. Who are Cancerians, 16th to the 22nd of September. And what is the theme of the week for Cancerians? Okay. And what is the goal for Cancerians this week? What is the goal for Cancerians this week? And what is the obstacles that Cancerians need to overcome this week? What is the obstacle that Cancerians need to overcome this week? And what is the achievement? What achievements could Cancerians be making this week? Okay. And what is the and for Cancer, can you just show me please, what is it that Cancerians need to avoid this week? What do they need to avoid? And what do they need to embrace this week? What do Cancer, oh there it is. Okay. And can you show me if Cancerians need advice and support, where can they go this week? There we go. Okay. There we are, Cancerians. So we've got all our cards down. And let's have a look at your reading, and we'll get your spiritual advice afterwards, okay? So, Cancerians, you are showing as being this week the Hanged Man, okay? I think that some of you guys are, you know, it's tricky with the Hanged Man because sometimes the Hanged Man can say that we are, you know, we're going through this slow progress, but not slow progress, but this slow transformation. Because it's, I've always seen this card as being a baby, like a baby that's ready to go through the birthing channel, okay? Birthing canal, sorry. So some of you guys, for me, this week might be going through a slow transformation, and some of you guys might be kind of holding back because the Hanged Man is all about taking a step back to review a situation. It's about enlightenment. The Hanged Man also represents self-sacrifice. So we're sacrificing something that is comfortable for something that is uncomfortable. And through this energy, we are learning some really invaluable lessons with the Hanged Man energy. So, and some of you guys are trying to look at a situation, as, you know, cheesy as it sounds with this card, but it's true, from a different perspective, because this is all about looking at a situation, not from a traditional perspective, but sometimes it's from another perspective, from an alternative perspective. So some of you guys might be looking at a situation from a different perspective this week. Some of you guys, it might be that you are standing back, you're waiting this week. It's the card of delay, but if you are the Hanged Man, and you choose to be the Hanged Man, it might be with the Hanged Man, you choose not to take action on a situation. There's time to just be still, take a step back and review the situation and what decisions you're going to be making from there. What is the theme of the week? Well, it's all about the world. Okay, this could be the ending of a cycle, a change, a very big change with the world energy. I don't think that this is so much about a goal. I think that this is more about a situation that requires you to close one portal and enter into another. This is all about ending one cycle and entering into a new phase. And it might be that some of you guys with the Hanged Man are kind of taking a step back to review. Do I want to change? Do I want to end a particular cycle in my life? And this will be a big thing because it's a wild card. You've got two major energies here. So for me, this is a very, very big decision for some of you Cancerians to make this week. And that's why this week you guys are still. Some of you guys are really still, and some of you guys are kind of like, well, you know, I'm not ready to make that decision, because the theme of the week is that this is a massive, massive change that I have here, and I need to just take a step back, and rather than jumping in, I really need to take a step back to look at the situation from all angles, to try and find a different perspective on it. I get the impression that if this is a week about trying to look at something from another perspective, because it involves a big decision, a big change, a big ending of a cycle that's going to kind of bring in something new. But this will be something that you're not used to with this world energy. This is a massive leap of faith and a massive jump, I think, for some of you Cancerians. And some of you are kind of like, what I really need with this Hanged Man energy is to sit back, be still, and just to try and find a solution to this. But it's not through taking action right now, it's just but through taking a step back and reviewing the situation with that Hanged Man. Two major energies, so it's a major energy this week. It's a big decision, I think, for some of you guys, and it's one that requires, probably with the Hanged Man energy, a major sacrifice as well. What is the goal for you guys this week? The Ace of Swords. Okay, I think it's to cut through the fog, because if you look at this Ace of Swords as well, he's cutting through the clouds. And when you get clouds on cards, they represent confusion. But because we've got the Ace of Swords, it's to become clear. So it's to find out probably as much information as you possibly can with that Ace of Swords energy. Because the reason why you guys are kind of saying, you know what, I'm going to take a step back for a moment. I'm not going to rush. I'm just going to take my time. And slowly and surely, I'm going to make a decision as to whether I want to enter into this new phase with the world energy. And I think it will be because you're very confused, more than anything, Cancerians. And that's why some of you guys are kind of like, well, I'm really confused about doing this. So what I need to do is just take my time, get as much information as I possibly can, because I need clarity. And that's my goal, is to get clarity by the end of the week. I need to be clear on this. I need to get clear on some of this fog, some of this confusion, and I need to get some form of transparency in the situation. What is the obstacle you need to overcome? Well, there's probably something to do with the child. Could be something to do with the child, a Page of Cups, which is a kid. So maybe this is involving children, for example. Maybe the obstacle is you've got a young child, or it involves making a sacrifice, but maybe that's going to have some form of knock-on effect on a kid showing here. The obstacle that you need to overcome with the Page of Cups is also naivety as well. So your obstacle that you need to overcome is that some of you guys, and all of the pages are naive because they're children, so it's naive energy. But with the Page of Cups, the naivety is in its illusion, the disillusion of the Page of Cups energy. So the Page of Cups is seeing things in a really, when you get the Page of Cups, he sees things in such a lovely, sweet, you know, rose-tinted glasses way. Very similar to a Six of Cups card is the Page of Cups in a way. Because everything he sees is through kind of the illusion of childhood. So it's seeing things that are, you know, in a really nice way, or this is going to be lovely, or this is going to be easy, or this is going to be so nice. If we do this, this could be so nice. But it's interesting that we say the obstacle you would need to overcome would be something like naivety. I actually feel when I look at this Page of Cups, it is naivety though. I think it's because you are almost childlike in this situation, Cancerians. And I think the Page of Cups is actually a Cancer card. So this would represent a Cancerian individual. But you are showing as being a child. So the obstacle you need to overcome is not just your naivety, but also your cautiousness as the Page of Cups energy showing here. Because all pages represent to be cautious as well. Because pages don't know much. They're children. They have very, very limited information. So for some of you guys, the obstacle that you might need to overcome is your own naivety. I think if it's work related, the obstacle you might need to overcome is it might be that you're having to start all over again. For example, if it's a job, maybe you have to go back to being entry level. Maybe you have to go back to, you know, take your career back a few steps, for example. Maybe you're in a particular place in your life, in your career, you're doing really well, but then you're offered this amazing opportunity. Maybe it's across the world, for example, with the world energy. but it would require you probably to kind of come down a few notches in terms of your career, become the page, you know, become the apprentice, for example, or go in at a job at entry level again, that type of thing. And maybe that's why you need to take a step back with the Hanged Man energy showing up here before you decide to take this leap of faith, this big change with the world energy, because the goal is to cut through the fog and get as much clarity and information as you possibly can. So it could be a child, it could be a naivety, but it could also be that because the Page of Cups I read as being a Cancerian card, this could be not only you, but also that it means that you are showing us the Page of Cups, or the thing that you need clarity on is the Page of Cups. It's something that might be young. For example, it might be, do I invest in this new business? Maybe my friend wants to set up this new business, but you know, the obstacle I need to overcome is that this is young and it's untried and it's untested, and we don't have much experience in this area. So it might also be for some of you guys, Cancerians, the obstacle you need to overcome is, I don't have much experience, the Page of Cups energy. I don't have much experience in this particular area. And maybe that's why you need to take a step back and review the situation, with the Hanged Man energy. Because it kind of, you know, it includes a massive change with that world energy. A massive change of this huge cycle of change showing up here that you need more clarity on. Because it's something that you're not experienced in whatsoever with the Page of Cups energy as well. What could you be achieving by the end of the week? Well, the Four of Cups. I certainly feel that by the end of the week, you'll consider it. All right, because if we're going to achieve the Four of Cups is consideration. You're still, your hands, and that's you again. Four of Cups is a Cancer card as well, so this represents a Cancerian person. You're still kind of got your hands down on your lap, and you're kind of like, oh, I'm not sure whether I want to take this thing or not. But certainly, what you could be achieving by the end of the week, for some of you guys as well, it could be a viable offer. Even though you're not biting the person's hands off, the angel's hands off, it might be there's a viable offer on the table for you there by the end of the week, or it might be at least you're considering it with the Four of Cups. Or maybe you've got several other offers coming in with the Four of Cups energy. What is it you need to avoid this week, Cancerians? You need to avoid the Five of Wands. Fear, anxiety, getting kind of emotionally in turmoil, you know, completely kind of wrapped up emotionally about it. Because the Five of Wands, when that card shows up, that can also be that we get really kind of inside the vault of fear and worry and anxiety, and we kind of tie ourselves up in knots, spiritual knots, emotional knots, that type of thing. So you need to try and avoid that. And what you need to embrace, Cancerians, is the Four of Coins. Okay, I feel that you need to embrace with the Four of Coins energy, because the Four of Coins isn't movement. It's not movement, but it's the safe place is the Four of Coins. It's staying where you are. Okay, I feel that it's still saying with the Four of Coins energy that you need to embrace the fact that you need a bit more time to make a decision. All right, so it's almost saying with the two cards, you need to avoid worrying about this. And you need to embrace that you hold the power as well, because the Four of Coins is all about holding all the cards. You hold all the cards with the Four of Coins. You hold all of the power. Pentacles are also power. All right? Avoid tying yourself up in knots, because you hold all the power. You have the choice to say yes or no to the situation. If you need advice, where can you go, Cancerians? Wow, go to the Nine of Swords. Okay. I think you should go to somebody who is able to... It's an interesting one, the Nine of Swords. Because the Nine of Swords is a card about being worried and anxious. This is somebody who's got a lot of worries on their head. So why would you go to somebody who's got lots of worries on their head? Why would you go to somebody who's got lots of fears showing up here? I mean, the clue might be in the Page of Cups, the fact that you need to avoid the obstacle of the Page of Cups, which might not simply be that about your inexperience in the matter or your naivety about the matter, but it might also be that you need to avoid looking at the situation through rose-tinted glasses. Maybe you need somebody who can give you a reality check on that Nine of Swords energy, because maybe this will be somebody who says, you know what, I'm a little bit worried about you doing that, actually. I really am. And I certainly feel that, you know, this reading is an interesting one, because usually on my readings, I'm like, no, go for it. But in this case, I don't think that this is something that you necessarily should jump into. I don't, because I think if you need to go to somebody who's probably equally as worried as you are with this Nine of Swords energy, they're probably just going to reiterate exactly what you're thinking. And also, your embrace area where you need to embrace the Four of Coins. I mean, this could be gaining something as well. So maybe you need to embrace that you've gained something here. If anything, embrace that you've gained something. So even if the avoidance area is avoid getting worried about it, because at least you're gaining something here. So maybe this is a lesson. Maybe there's something here that you're able to gain through, because the Four of Coins can actually be a gain card as well. So I not only think that you need to embrace that you hold all the cards, you hold the power, but also you need to embrace that you've gained something from this, because Four of Coins is gaining something. You're gaining something from this, whether it's a lesson or, you know, whether it's something that's going to help further you forward in the future, whatever it is, you're gaining something from this, all right? I think that you also need to embrace that you are safe and you are protected no matter what, because Four of Coins also means to be safe and to be protected. The coins are like a body of armor, so they're a protection card for me. So also embrace, Cancerians, that you're safe and you're protected. No matter what decision you make, you're going to be safe and you're going to be protected, so don't worry about that. But I certainly feel with that Nine of Swords being what you need to, the place that you can get support from. Maybe this is somebody who's got equally as much worries as you have on this situation. And I certainly feel that this is going to be like a major sacrifice for some of you guys, Cancerians. I think there's a major sacrifice that you could be having to make, and I think some of you guys are kind of like, well, I think I'm just going to take a step back and review that, because, you know, I'm unsure of this, and by the end of the week my goal is to get as much clarity as possible, as much information, so I can cut through that fog. Overcome the obstacle of the Page of Cups energy, either looking at the situation through rose-tinted glasses, or overcome the obstacle that you are inexperienced. Because if it's inexperience that's holding you back, then maybe that's not the right reason not to do something. Okay. However, the other cards seem to be alluding to, at least by the end of the week, you're achieving the Four of Cups energy. This could be offers, or you know, a plain offer on the table, or you know, again, it's the achieve. For me, it just feels like you hold the power in your hands on this. Okay, because you could be achieving, it depends what it is for some of you Cancerians. It could be a new job, for example, that somebody's been trying to entice you into taking, that type of thing. But certainly for me, with this Four of Cups and that Four of Coins, the achievement and the, you know, the embrace areas, you certainly for me hold power in your hands. It's almost like the ball is in your court with both cards. But I do feel that if you need support, go to somebody who can kind of tell you why they probably wouldn't do it. Does it match up to what your reasons are for not doing this thing? Because it might be that their reasons for not doing it are completely different to what your reasons are, and you're going to be able to kind of navigate through the two things and come to through a decision that way. You know, does somebody share your same concerns, that type of thing, or are their concerns completely different from yours? I just feel that it needs to be that you come together with someone to discuss this. And I'm not going to say either way in the reading, Cancerians, whether you should take this or not, because the reading just feels like it's edging more towards not saying for you to do something, Cancerians, but more with that Ace of Swords being the information that you guys are so hell-bent on getting, so you can cut through the fog, and getting support from somebody who also has some worries here. This is all kind of moving towards getting that information that you need in the end to help you to make a decision either way. Let's have a quick look at what the spiritual advice is this week. What's the spiritual advice for Cancerians this week? What spiritual advice do you have for Cancerians this week? Spiritual advice is imperfect timing. You've got the perfect timing card here. What it's saying, in perfect timing, you will choose a new direction. All right, so in perfect time you're going to choose a new direction, and that makes a lot of sense to me, because it just feels to me that you are kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. It really does. It feels like you are deliberating so much, which is what you're doing with the Hanged Man card, Cancerians. It feels like you're just deliberating so much, and I think that why the reading, for me certainly doing this reading today, Cancerians, feels almost really laboured, is because there's a decision that isn't so cut and dried here. I just think the decision isn't so cut and dried. It's almost like there's a few obstacles that stand in the way of you saying like a yes or a no, just like that. It's almost like there's just these little bits of obstacles that stand in the way of you saying yes or no. It's almost like it just needs that bit more time, and I do think that you need that bit more time to make a choice. But the universe is saying, well, look, don't worry about it, which is why in your avoidance, don't worry about it, Five of Wands energy. Because in perfect time, you're going to choose that new direction. So even if this isn't the direction that you go down, in perfect time, the right direction will come to you. And there you go. The next card that showed up was there's no need to worry. There's just no need to worry. There's no need to worry, because in perfect time, you are going to choose that new direction. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to get on with your work reading now. But yeah, try not to worry too much about it, guys, seriously, because I just feel that in perfect time, things are going to happen when they need to happen. But this feels laboured to me. That reading felt like I was going through that kind of, felt like I was trying to push something there. It literally felt like, and that's what happens when you're a tarot reader. You literally feel the energy there as well. And it did feel like there was this huge kind of wall or obstacle that needs to be pushed through. So I think that there's a saying, there's an English saying that goes, when in doubt, do nout. Simple as that. Okay, let's have a look up for work for Cancerians. Let's have a look. What's going on for work for Cancerians in 10 cards, 16th to the 22nd of September? What can you see for Cancerians in terms of work? Okay, Wheel and the Moon. Okay, so changes for the uncertainty with the Moon energy. 8 of Cups, 3 of Swords, and the 2 of Coins. Okay. 2 of Swords. I certainly feel that you're faced with a dilemma with the 2 of Swords energy showing up here. The love, and it's smacking of choices. I certainly feel that there are boundaries here that you're facing in terms of money, in terms of work. And when you do readings, just pick up the cards that make sense at first. So certainly for work, for some of you guys, I feel that there are boundaries that you're facing with the Emperor energy concerning money. 5 of Coins is lack of money, for example, with the 5 of Coins. I think that there are boundaries in work that you're facing, and it's to do with probably earnings being very little. Some of you guys needing to juggle your money with the 2 of Coins. So I think that you're facing boundaries with money and you're having to juggle things. And I feel that you're faced with a choice with this 2 of Swords energy. And that choice is whether you, I think with the Devil energy, stay where you are with the Devil energy, or do you leave with the 8 of Cups? Because the 8 of Cups is leaving a job, and the Devil can be just staying where you are. Okay, so it might be that you're faced with a dilemma. This is being faced with a dilemma, the 2 of Swords, as to whether you stay where you are or whether you move, go. But there are boundaries to do with money, and that's the problem with the Emperor energy, because Emperors can mean boundaries. So boundaries in terms of lack of money, and you seem to be juggling money, but you're still kind of faced with the decision whether whether you stay or go. I feel that, we've got 2 majors here, the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is changes for the better. But I feel with the Moon energy, it just feels like things are very uncertain with that Moon energy there. So I feel that with this Wheel of Fortune, changes for the better are really uncertain for you. So you're kind of faced with a decision here, 2 of Swords. Do I stay or do I go? Showing up here, okay? I feel that, again, we've got the Lovers energy, and Lovers can mean choices that you need to make. Again, we're getting these choices. 2 of Swords and that Lovers. Choices. Do you stay? Do you go? Changes for the better, probably uncertain. Not sure whether it would be best to go or stay. But you're facing those boundaries in terms of work. So it's an interesting reading for the week from what I'm seeing here for work, Cancerians. Number one, there's a few things that I'm seeing in this reading. It's not just about money. I think number one, some of you guys are probably involved in a job that doesn't pay very well, and you're trying to juggle the bills because we've got this Emperor boundaries, 5 of Coins, lack of money, 5 of Coins, and you seem to be juggling with the 2 of Coins, okay, showing up there. I also feel that that's one thing, but I also feel that by the same token, some of you guys are thinking, well, would changing be any better for me? Would, if I left with the 8 of Cups, would this change things for the better? There's a great deal of fear and uncertainty concerning that. I also feel that where you work, some of you guys are dealing with a devil, okay? Somebody who is manipulative, troublemaking, causing problems with that 3 of Swords, energy showing there. So I feel that you're dealing with somebody who's a devil, somebody who causes problems as well in work. Okay, but again, it might be that you love what you do as well with the Lovers. Okay, so what I'm getting here for work, Cancerians, is that you're faced with many decisions this week in terms of work. Because around you, number one, you've got problems with your earnings, I think. So some of you guys are just not being paid enough and you're trying to juggle those bills. All right, boundaries with 5 of Coins energy, not earning enough money, having to juggle the bills. On top of that, you've got somebody who you work with, the Devil energy, who causes problems with the Three of Swords energy showing here. And you guys are kind of faced with these decisions. Do I stay or do I go within my job showing here? Because if I do go, will it lead to something better or not with the moon energy? Or is this purely an illusion with the moon? If I do go, will I get something better with the wheel, or is this completely an illusion with the moon energy showing up here? So it is a week of trying to make those decisions, and also because some of you guys really love what you do. Some of you guys really like your job, but you're not being paid enough. Plus you've got people around you who, or a person around you who's not very nice. And also, if you do leave, would it be better, or is it an illusion? Would you be going from the frying pan into the fire? So I just feel that this week is a week for really sitting down, Cancerians, and just kind of getting a piece of paper and writing out the pros and the cons of staying where you are or leaving. All right, let's get finally your love reading, Cancerians, for this week. Showing up, and I'm sorry I can't show you on the desk the cards. It's just that it's a bit tricky to do that working from where I'm working from. Let's have a look for love. So universe spirit, what's coming in for love for Cancerians? Show me love for Cancerians. What do you see happening for love for Cancerians? 16th to the 22nd of September. Let's have a look. So Wheel of Fortune, your fate, your destiny, unexpected energy showing here. Unexpected love coming in. You've got the Eight of Cups. Some of you guys might be meeting your soulmate. There's some unexpected new relationship. Eight of Cups is new love coming in. Could be with a Libra, Aquarius, or a Gemini individual. Could be with an air sign for some of you guys showing up here. Six of Coins energy, readdressing the balance showing up here. The Magician energy here though. So Magician is manifestation and creation. Okay. The Moon though, illusions is the Moon energy showing up here. Four of Swords. So Four of Swords at peace. The ending of an illusion I feel showing up here. Victory, Six of Wands. So there's victory involved in this situation showing up here. The Knight of Coins. So Knight of Coins could be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn in all. I think that there is a, it's interesting because I'm seeing a couple of people around you this week or going into the following weeks, Cancerians, okay? I get the impression here that because we've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Cups, this is kind of like unexpected love coming in for some of you guys. Could be with an air sign individual here showing up, okay? We do have this Six of Coins. Now, Six of Coins, I think if this is new love, your Six of Coins isn't going to be give and take. Because you only have give and take in a relationship when you've been with someone for quite a while. So this has to be something about this person coming in that seems to be readdressing the balance. So it almost feels like to me you're fated to meet this person because it almost feels like they're coming in to help you move on from something else. Because the Six of Coins is all about readdressing the balance. Okay? Readdressing the balance, okay? Magician energy. So the Magician energy can be action, it can be manifestation, it can be creation as well with the Magician energy showing up here. All right, but these are things that are forming. So this is all about things forming into reality. And I feel that what's being formed is something to do with readdressing the balance. Finally, the creation of some form of, I think this person's creating some balance in your life here. Somebody coming in, but I do actually feel what's interesting is I just get the impression with this Moon and the Four of Swords now, I feel that this person is going to bring some form of peace, because the Four of Swords is peace and a truce, and the Moon energy, if you look at that card like an illness card or a card that indicates restlessness of the soul, this person's kind of healing from that. So I think somebody's coming in to restore some form of peace and some form of restfulness and recovery to you guys. I think somebody's coming in to bring back some peace into your life, but I don't think they're going to be along for long. I don't think they're going to be around for long. I don't think this person's going to be around for long, because I feel that you're going to have victory with, and could be an earth sign or somebody who's there for the long haul, the Knight of Coins energy, and the Lovers. The Lovers is a committed, and this is commitment and relationship. I'm not sure. This might be saying that this person's going to be committed Might be that you have success and victory with a committed lover, because the Knight of Coins is commitment. So it might be that this person is committed to you. Actually, I do feel that this is not a person with the Knight of Coins. I think that this is commitment. I think that they're in it for the long haul. So committed love for me with the Knight of Coins and that lover's energy. And this is victory. You're going to have victory with a committed lover. Showing up here. I actually feel that some of you Cancerians have been through something really, really difficult in love. I think you have. I think you really have. And I feel that this week, if it's not this week, it's going into the following weeks. What we've got is this unexpected lover coming in with the Ace of Cups. It's new love. It's unexpected with that wheel. This is possibly something quite karmic as well. I'm seeing it possibly with an air sign. It doesn't have to be an air sign, but this person will be straight down the line. When you get a Queen of Swords, she's someone who, you know, calls a spade a spade. She's not going to mess you about. She's going to be quite honest. So I feel that you've got somebody coming in who's going to be completely down the line, very, very transparent and very honest. And I feel that this person is going to restore some value to you, some balance. They're coming in because they're restoring balance. Okay, and they're also creating, I think, with this Magician energy balance as well. And I feel that whatever ups and downs, emotional turbulence you've been through with that moon energy, I feel that you're healing from that with the Four of Swords. And I feel that you're going to have victory with this person with the Six of Wands energy, because they are very much committed to your relationship with that commitment card of the Knight of Coins and the lovers, the relationship. So I do feel, whether they're in this week or next week or the week after, Cancerians, there's somebody after a time of real turbulence you've been through with a lover, Cancerians. I think you're going to have a committed lover coming in. I think somebody's coming in, and I think that they're going to be the real deal. I also feel that they're definitely going to be karmic love. I think this person is being the one that's destined for you. I think that you've had, some of you guys, if it resonates with you, you had a really, really tricky time in terms of love. And I feel that the person coming in now is going to be the person who's actually going to be the one for you. All right, let's have a quick look at your advice. Let me have a look at timing, if I can see. Yeah, that's fine. Universe, Spirit, what is the advice for love for Cancerians you have? What's the advice for love? Playfulness. So to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to shine. Okay, let's have a quick look at what the money and work situation is. What is the money and work situation showing up for Cancerians? Okay, two cards came out. So bountiful nature is the first one. Spending time in nature helps shift you to a higher vibration and remind you of God's infinite abundance. Go outside and enjoy a walk or hike with your pet, meditate beneath a tree, garden, sit under the stars, or do some other activity to connect with the limitless vastness. And also the card says declutter as well. You'll feel better and more focused if you'll take the time to clear away clutter from your living and workspace. Donate what you can to help others who may need your items. Be sure to keep your schedule uncluttered as well. 3 cards from the Answer the deck. Challenge. It says there's a challenge here. Let's have a look. Challenges and barriers showing up here are going to change. Okay, that's nice. So it's saying through the Answer deck, Cancerians, challenges and barriers are going to change. Okay, and finally, through our karma cards, what good karma could you do this week? What good deeds could you do this week, Cancerians? Let's have a look. Visit, that showed up for Scorpio actually. Visit a local nursing home and spend time with residents. Some of you guys, more than likely, most of you probably won't, but if it resonates with anyone, it does. That's great. All right, that's your reading for the week, guys. I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carriage Universe. If you like your own personal reading, then just hit me up on the link below in the comment section or at the end of the video. Take care. Bye-bye.